use change tax recommendation. Map 2, lot 788, sub B, Hunter Gilbertson. This is a 5.16 acre parcel assessed entirely in current use. This parcel was sold on December 21st, 2021, and is no longer contiguous with lots under common ownership to meet the minimum acreage required to remain in current use. Given the aforementioned, this parcel is now subject to a land use change tax. This property was listed and sold on the open market, and the sale price of $29,000 is a good indicator of market value, resulting in a land use change tax in the amount of $2,900, which is 10% of the $29,000. The A5 land use change tax form must be completed along with the tax collector's warrant. Once signed and dated, the form should be forwarded to the tax collector for billing, and once paid, the A5 form needs to be sent to Grafton County Register of Deeds for recording. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. Thank you. Next.
So I'll make a
I'm sorry.
motion that we do this, right?
Okay. Please second it. Do we need a motion on the other one too? Do we need a motion on the Megwood abatement too?
No, I don't think so, because that's just a housekeeping thing.
Yeah, okay. So the next thing is the ambulance insurance write-offs. Did you get a chance to look at these at all? No.
No, I didn't. But I know what they are.
Yeah.
The bills we get from,
Well,
the payments we get from.
flip through it one time.
Right.
So the last time we had one of these to sign off on was in early 2020. Or was it, what was it, 2021?
2021.
It was 2021. Everything that was on there was more than 2 years old that they asked us to write off, which is how we wrote up the policy that we just signed last week. Some of these, there's one on there that's November of last year. It's not even a year old. And there's all kinds of notes on there that
Yeah,
confuse me.
too old to fix, what do they mean?
Right, yeah, what is that, too old to fix? I mean, they get paid to do our building if they're not getting to things until they think they're too old to fix. And they're still within the 24-month period, so I don't understand who determined they're too old.
I don't know, I think you need to ask them.
It's worth about 40%.
Yeah, 40% of them. Was there? Yeah, there was a letter in the town.
Because there's a lot of money here that
Right.
is going to his.
Yeah, so we looked at it through it yesterday, and 40% of what's on that list say too old or K error.
Yeah.
It confuses me because I don't remember there being notes like that all over it last time.
No, me either.
No. It's a lot of money there to.
There is. And if it's too old to fix, to me, that means you can't collect it from the insurance company.
Yeah.
And if they can't collect it from the insurance company, they're losing money.
Right,
That's crazy.
yeah. Thanks. I don't know. I'll take it to their next meeting and
Yeah,
ask them
ask.
what's going on, because
Yeah,
if that's the quality of what we get for what they get paid, maybe we should look at a different,
somebody else.
somebody
yeah.
else to do collections.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
Do you want to keep those?
I could,
I have a copy.
all right, I will take it to the GVA meeting. The letter to Avatar regarding assessment issues. So we had talked last time about
Yep.
sending them a strongly worded letter. So this is what Sarah wrote for us. This is to Shelley Sharon at Avatar. Dear Shelley, I am reaching out concerning the assessment letters from Avatar. I'm reaching out concerning the assessment letters that Avatar sends out for the annual inspections. The letters are sent on behalf of the town of Grafton, which creates confusion and frustration for the property owners. It makes it appear that the list and letters come directly from the Selectmen's office. When residents are not happy that they have been selected, they blame the select board, and they have questions we cannot always answer. This leads to further frustration. The select board are requesting that the letters have the return address and signature from Avatar to help alleviate this confusion and frustration. Please feel free to contact me to discuss further should you have any questions. Sincerely, Sarah.
Yes,
Yeah.
good job.
Good job, Sarah.
I knew we kept you around for a reason.
And to the mailbag.
Yep.
I got it, thank you. We have a letter from Cindy Warmington, the Executive Counselor for District 2. Dear members of the Grafton Select Board, as your new Executive Counselor, I'm ready to introduce myself, welcome you to District 2, and offer my support and assistance in any way I can be helpful. Over the last 2 years, I have been honored to serve dozens of communities across the state, advocating on matters which come before the Executive Council. With the newly reconfigured council districts, I now represent 81 municipalities, including Grafton, in a district that stretches along the central and western parts of the state from the southern border through the upper valley and north to Bretton Woods. One of the primary duties of the Executive Council is to provide constituent services. That means listening to the needs of communities in the district, increasing the access and transparency to our executive branch, looking for opportunities to benefit each community, and advocating on your behalf. I'm available as a resource for you in any conversations you may have with your various state agencies, particularly when you encounter problems or roadblocks. My office will be reaching out in the coming weeks to schedule a time for us to sit down and discuss how I can best serve Grafton over the next 2 years. I also plan to attend one of your upcoming select board meetings to hear about the issues impacting your community, and I'll reach out to you in advance of my visit. Feel free to contact me anytime by phone or email.
So she's the new executive counselor, and she's welcoming us to District 2.
She's new.
Aren't we
They
already?
just did redistricting.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah.
used to be District 1.
Right,
Were we?
right, we were
Yeah.
District 1, we had
We
Joe
got
Candy.
kicked out.
We had Joe Candy and now we,
We're that dysfunctional, we got kicked out.
Maybe she could
It's the
stop by for
library's
some
fault.
cake or something.
Pretty soon be District 13 in the Hunger Games.
yeah,
Okay, I just didn't
Yeah.
understand why she was welcoming us to District 2.
yeah, we were
Downgraded.
reconfigured. Yes, we were downgraded.
Yeah,
Next is a letter that Sarah said, Heather Hunter walked in and handed her. And she's got a note on here that the original will be coming in the mail. No original came in the mail. But this is dated January 13th, and it is from the USDA Rural Development Grant people. Dear Ms. Hunter, thank you for the opportunity to review your community facilities grant request for funding for the fiscal year 23 ambulance purchase. In order to complete the eligibility and approval process, the following are needed: an SF-424 pre-application for federal assistance form, an SF-424A budget information, non-construction, SF-424B assurances, non-construction, a list of associations, officers, and terms for the town, financial statements or audits 3 years plus, or 3 years for the town, where there's a note here that says Heather Hunter emailed Andrea on January 15th. Next is public meeting minutes, which just says minutes of meeting. Documentation of availability of other credit, applicant's narrative with the SAM UEI, verification of applicant contribution, other funds, and the SAM do not pay applicant need to principles. The forms to complete the above are listed and located on our website. There's a link there. If we do not receive the items to determine applicant and project eligibility and approval within 60 days of the date of this notice, your submission will be withdrawn. The withdrawal of your request for funding does not adversely affect your ability to request funding for your project in the future. You may simply reapply with updated data. This decision is based on clear and object regulatory requirements and therefore not appealable. However, this decision is reviewable in accordance with Rural Development Regulation 1900B. The appeal process is described in Appendix 3 attached. Please contact me if you have further questions. Oh, there's some notes here in yellow. I'm sorry. So the pre-application for federal assistance, the first item on the list, was unsigned. Everything else is missing down to the applicant's narrative, which it says, oh my God, unsigned and incomplete. And then the SAM applicant thing says need to principles. That was the part that they had told me I had to sign off on something. Kathy insisted when she was here that they didn't need me to do anything. So, oh, I missed this paragraph. There's a whole bunch of links down here, and I didn't realize there was something worth reading there. Please submit the above requested information to the CF application mailbox at cfapplications@usda.gov by January 20th. If the items are not received by the deadline, your submission will be moved to our next funding cycle in April.
By January 20th, I think that's long gone.
It is long gone, and we haven't heard anything further from any
So
of
they
them.
got, what, 60 days to get this all
Heather
done?
did
So
stop by
60
yesterday,
days from the
and
date of the letter, what's the date?
It's the
January
13th,
February?
January 13th.
January 13th?
January 13th.
Oh, time it, and she just brought it in?
No, she brought it,
Brought it in after the last meeting.
you didn't
but-
date stamp it, no.
No,
Well, yeah, it
So
was,
can we get her to start this before the last week that she has? So she doesn't procrastinate till the last week?
you're asking me if we can do something we weren't able to do before? I don't,
I just thought it might be the next meeting, just ask her if she can kickstart this early.
I'm happy to say the words again. I've still got enough breath to waste. Yes.
Well,
I was gonna say that Heather did stop in, it was either today or yesterday, it must have been today, and asked if I saw a letter yet, like the actual
Oh.
letter. So clearly she hasn't gotten the actual letter yet either, but it doesn't matter, because she got that.
I
Right.
just don't want us to go by and have us not be able to get an ambulance.
Well, that's the way it's
Yeah.
looking like it's gonna end up.
So if we have to ride their asses about getting this done,
I
we're
would
gonna
speak with
ride her ass.
Kathy about that.
I'll bring that up at the, I'll hit her up tomorrow on an email at least and see if we can get that rolling beforehand. Right.
Because
The way the whole thing went in the first place, it's like,
we
this
would
doesn't
have to
surprise me.
provide the audit, right?
All that information was gathered. You've still got that big thick packet of everything that was brought in, right? You did not, please don't tell me you didn't give it back to her.
No,
Yeah,
it's gonna be in a drawer, right?
yeah, it's
in a
somewhere.
drawer, okay.
We put it in, I'm sure we put it in a
I
drawer,
figured we
yeah,
put it.
yeah. So, yeah, all that stuff was gathered. They said they
Yeah.
didn't get it. But how many times did she try to email it to us? I can't, it wouldn't go through, the attachment was too big. But yeah.
Have to send it by snail mail.
And the stuff that's, all these things that are listed, I'm pretty sure they did attempt to send via email.
Mhm.
One email with this huge attachment that just wasn't going through. What concerns me more is that they didn't even sign the application.
Yeah.
They didn't even finish the narrative or sign that. So that big stack of papers that Heather dumped on Sarah's desk and said, I'm out, tell Cindy to do it herself, is exactly what they sent. They didn't even look at it again and finish what they hadn't finished.
Well, since Kathy is the top.
Here, yep. All right, onward. Avatar Associates utility rates for 2023. Dear Board of Selectmen, please be advised that any needed updates to utility properties for new construction, for example, HB 700 annual valuation or defensive values before the BTLA or Superior Court shall be billed additionally at the developed annual rate of $185 an hour. This fee is also applied to any utility, defense, abatement, and appeal work. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out from Lauren. Yeah. So this is a letter that Gretchen Renee, here's copies. Gretchen Renee brought this to us.
I'm trying to make one piece. What was that one?
It doesn't matter, there's an extra, it doesn't matter. Dear Gretchen, per your request, I'm providing you a list of the 2022 Conservation License Plate Moose Plate Review panelists, as well as a digest of their comments. Please know that this was a very competitive year with 29 applications under consideration, 13 of which were funded. Review panelists were Megan Rupnick, Division of Historical Resources, Jillian Edelman, New Hampshire DOT Bureau of Environment, Beverly Thomas, New Hampshire Preservation Alliance, Elizabeth Farish, Strawberry Bank Museum, and Jared Wilmette, Mrs. Czech Turpin Architects. Overall comments: they like that the town is pursuing a building assessment, doing the right steps, and planning for long-term building. potential archaeological concerns with French drains and other ground disturbance around building. Was this addressed in building assessment? Good description of building use, but it would have been nice to have a stronger sense of the community outreach that is happening to build support for the project. I recognize that this is a lot of work to pull together a completed application. However, with a completed building assessment to include with the application and a few additional details about public outreach, I think that this application would fare well if the town decided to apply again in the future. Thank you for helping the town with their endeavor to preserve their history. Sincerely, Amy Dixon, Community Preservation Coordinator from New Hampshire Division of Historical Resources. She had asked for clarification of who was on that decision-making board. Is an email here from the Friends of the Northern Rail Trail to let us know that they have updated their information recently, and we should please take note. The full length of the trail is at present 59 miles long. The Friends group is now called simply Friends of the Northern Rail Trail since the two Friends groups merged in 2021. FNRT's website is www.fnrt.org. The operating email is below, as is the mailing address. Thank you for your attention to updating information about our rail trail on your website for your visitors and in your records for contacting us in the future. Letter and some other information from Sager and Smith lawyers regarding the town tax deed auction. Dear Sarah, please enclosed, please find our check number 9728 in the amount of $40,280.49, which represents the proceeds due to the town for the 3 properties sold at auction in December. Please also find enclosed copies of the closing worksheets for these properties. Since there were excess proceeds for all 3 properties, we will start work on that piece as soon as possible. I'll follow up by mail. I will follow by mailing copies of the PA 34 forms once I have all 3 deeds back from the registry. And this is just a signed paper showing that they paid the down payment and paid the rest. Do you want to read this one?
That's a long one.
It is.
Oh, I'll read it.
All right, cool. Give me a break.
Come back in time here. This is from Jeff Nunes. Last night's trustee meeting discussions have awakened my OOBT, out-of-box thinking, tendencies to suggest some ideas are listed below. As a relatively new Grafton resident, I see many possibilities to improve and expand the town to rival or surpass other similarly sized local communities. Grafton life could take some giant leaps forward once small-time mindset is abandoned in favor of creativity and positivity. He goes on. That Grafton has 2 town halls is just confusing and weird. Town hall is traditionally the seat of government business. We designate the larger structure to the east as a community center. I believe he's talking about this building. It has a kitchen, adequate parking, and likely restrooms. Not sure about the latter, but I see no porta johns there. With a few extra touches, Wi-Fi, snack bar, carpeting, lounge chairs, etc., it could be converted into a nice place for residents and guests to socialize. More than providing the get-together spot, so obviously important to many residents. Fogel already holds several events there. Expand the actual town hall. Please talk about the town offices now. It is so tiny and cramped now, why not add some meeting rooms and other amenities? That old church opposite town green seems to sit there perennially without much progress towards any end. Why not finish it off and make it the new library? Adequate parking and central location make it ideal. Close the current library immediately and stop channeling tax monies into a structure that's best suited to be a storage facility. Parking space and building are cramped at best, and access stairs are ergonomic joke. Currently designated funds are for library costs. Those same funds could be put towards new library costs. If some statute prevents this, as Andrew believes, apply to state legislature legislature for Grafton variance, easily done, I would think. Let's stop finding reasons why things can't be done and seek ways to get her done. To paraphrase legendary Admiral Farragut. Down the damn porta johns, full speed ahead. Jeff Nunez, library trustee. So, what I find really funny is that he bashed the church and copied Andrew to it, which is the chair of MVP. She's in control of the church.
Damn the porta johns,
Yeah.
full speed ahead.
Yeah, he's sick of
Thank
hearing
you.
about porta johns.
Thank you.
But like I said, he wants to close the library.
So we've been going back and forth with the New Hampshire Preservation Alliance regarding an extension on that, finishing up that report on the town hall. Jennifer Goodman wrote an email to me that says, we understand you have not forwarded the final set of comments on the history section of Ms. Williams' report, and as we stated previously, we need to close out the project on our end. We had requested an extension till April. That's her response. She didn't even address it. Here's a summary of the comments from our committee on the draft report that you asked for. There was discussion of the period of significance and whether the town hall period should be included. Align the primary character defining features with period of significance, and clarification of what is included in recommendation number 1. It's really telling us nothing. We understand that Ms. Williams will revise the draft report with your and our comments and forward the final report to you and us by mid-February. We encourage you to consider adding your own addendum for the part you have not yet completed, as we mentioned earlier. And an email from Leeway Pesach. Dear Select Board members, on behalf of the Grafton Greeters, formally known as the Welcome Wagon, I would like to ask for permission to place information pamphlets in the town office for members of our community. Please see the attached 3 pamphlets. Please see the attached 3 information pamphlets attached to this email. These are the same information pamphlets that will be included in our welcome basket for new members of our community. Please let me know if you have any questions. I look forward to hearing your response. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Down on the QR codes.
What's on the breakfast menu?
There's breakfast.
Food, I hear food.
So these could be separate, I assume.
Would they be separate and would be one whole thing?
They're separate.
Yeah, they've all got different information. I made copies and folded them for myself so I could see what they really look like, because I was, I need the visual. Yeah.
Those nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad.
Because my brain goes immediately to what's wrong with this. I look for, what needs to be edited, what detail can we correct. On the local government and services, inside it has, scan this code with your phone or camera to go to townofgraftonnh.com, but the QR code's not
That
there.
whole thing.
Yeah.
I will let them.
And then the local recreation one, in the center panel here, Kilton Pond, it says Grafton's Public Beach, and I'm not sure if we want to say that because it's only for Grafton residents, correct? We've had
Right.
issues before with kids coming from out of town and making
Is that
trouble.
correct?
Yeah, Kill is actually a private.
It's only, Huff Beach at Kilton Pond is it's a public beach only for Grafton residents. I don't know how to,
How would you like it written?
The sign at the beach says that, I can't remember how it says it.
Yeah.
Residents and guests. If residents bring their.
Yeah.
Residents and
Yeah,
guests only.
you can bring guests.
Yeah, residents and guests.
yeah. then we just had the thing from the rail trail. You have in here that the Northern Rail Trail is 57.6 miles long.
What's the corrected?
And they just said 59, didn't they?
59 miles.
Yeah, there you go, yeah. But otherwise, these look very nice. Yeah,
Nice.
so she wants to know. Permission to place them in the town office for members of the community. We've got that pamphlet and this thing, display thing.
Where you can stick them in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's the problem.
there's a lot of really old stuff in there. Yeah, yeah, we're good with that, right?
I say,
Yeah.
check, try the library too. If you can ever get in.
Do we need a motion?
Go Wednesdays.
Yeah,
Enjoy some cake too.
yeah, yeah.
What?
That's not gonna get old.
No,
Never.
it's not ever gonna get old. Do we need a motion to approve that?
Motion to approve.
Second.
I agree. You're welcome. Thanks for doing that.
It wasn't just me, lots of people.
I know, yeah. Thank you all for doing that. And that's the end of the mailbag.
I do want to tell you, I spoke with Mr. Fritz.
Oh, yes.
I did.
You did.
Yes, I did. He said that he had called the DES and got a list of designers, and he said, but it's very hard because they don't tell where they are. So I said, well, I can give you a number and a name right here in Grafton.
Mm-hmm.
You can? I said, yes. So I gave him Bob Center's name,
Okay.
and I told him, I said, he installs, but he has a designer that works with him. So
Good.
he said he was gonna contact him.
Fantastic. Thank you.
And he did,
Yeah,
and they're looking at late March to go
Yeah.
take a look at it.
well, yeah, because it's snow.
Exactly, yep.
Thank you.
So we're working.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We just weren't able to get there without you. Public comment. Yes, Ryan.
Brian Huff, I would love for you guys to add to that Avatar letter to respect no trespassing of the town of Grafton residents. I think it's clear from the warrant article 18 that this is a concern for the people of Grafton having the town, their agents trespass on their land.
Yeah, I'll just
Yes.
add to that, I've had agents violate my trespass signs too. And it's not something I believe is in accordance with state law.
Oh, in Avatar people, you mean? Yeah, okay. Yes, Maureen?
It's not only Avatar that comes out, the state also comes out to check up to see if Avatar did their job right.
You're right,
So
the
you
DRA
need
will.
definition
Yep.
as to who it is.
Yep.
And, I don't know how to put this.
Just say it.
So the letter from Jeffrey News, does that remind you of someone who used to live next door? And, when something gets my fancy, I dream up bumper stickers or T-shirts related to those kinds of things. So how do you remember when we used to have the sign, "Welcome to Grafton"? What you see is not all there is.
Yes.
How about "Welcome to Grafton, Wednesday is cake day"?
Oh,
I think if you do edit the letter as he says, you should say that the town of Grafton will not be responsible if you disobey the
posted no trespassing.
posted no trespassing.
Yeah.
We're not gonna be responsible for your butt.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You okay with that?
That's
Addition?
fine.
Yeah. Okay.
You know?
I just believe they do have a right to go down your driveway.
Yeah,
too. knock on
I
your, to
think-
knock on your door. at least.
Absolutely,
You can
I did
say,
the
once they
census
get there, you
twice,
say, no, I
yeah.
don't want you here, they have to leave.
yeah.
I looked at the RSA, I saw no indication of it.
Yes, that's right. Look at the trespassing section, 125 or something, I forget what the exact RSA is. Anything that is enclosed in an area, like a fence or an area or
Yeah.
a rock garden, anything like that, is off limits. It's obvious that someone shouldn't be there.
That makes sense, if it's gated or roped off or something that, you know, and there's a sign right there that says no trespassing, that makes perfect sense. I worked the census twice and I didn't care if there was a no trespassing sign, I'd walk down the driveway and knock on the door, if they said, I'm not gonna talk to you, leave, then I turn around and left. I'm surprised that you indicated Avatar did differently, but,
Got a
nothing wrong
witness.
with, nothing wrong with putting it in there, no, yeah. I forgot to mention when we were talking to Steve about, deliberative things, the
Yeah.
email from, Roger about maybe not having the
Oh,
fire
yeah.
station cleaned. So don't they have like a brand new hose washer that the
got a
auxiliary
hose
bought them, and
dryer.
they've got that big drying rack, so why are we maybe not gonna be cleaned by Saturday?
Cause they've only got maybe 2 people that do that kind of stuff, Roger and Buddy.
Maybe instead of emailing us, he should have emailed his department and said,
Said
hey
no.
guys, let's come and do this.
Sun-
And also, what about the ambulance? It's their building too,
Yeah.
and Kathy did indicate that she would help get
And,
the place cleaned up.
Sunday after the fire,
Yeah,
Roger, everyone's going back. Being out all night, John, Jay went home to sleep. Roger put a tone out for the other firefighters to come down and help. No one showed up. Roger and Buddy did everything, put the trucks back in service.
Everybody's 70,
Yeah,
right?
and he has
But he's
bad,
doing one-
bad-
But
And
he's
he was,
doing
he
more
was
work
there
than
Friday night with Steve, getting the
Yeah.
generator going and
He has
everything.
bad asthma.
yeah. Buddy stayed down there Friday night until I showed up and relieved him, so he could go home and do his own thing.
Yeah.
So what is it you need to have done?
Trucks need to be moved out, floor swept. Damn it. Gotta get Jeffrey to take those garage doors.
To the dump.
He wants them.
Well, then,
So I said, if he wants
they're
them, he take them.
responsible for
Yeah.
it.
Who wants them?
Jeffrey,
For what?
I don't know, don't care. I'll leave that fire station.
For his, wait, for his personal use?
No,
No,
For the highway department?
That he
What
wants done.
in the hell could it
I don't
possibly?
Look at me, I'm not the road agent.
There's not a garage door like that at the highway garage, what the hell are we gonna do with
you
them?
want me to talk to him?
Maybe
I would
inside,
think-
say?
I'll just go push
Actually,
it.
there is an overhead door that's probably that
It's
big.
not that.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's not
I have no
Yeah,
idea.
you can use the panels. I
You
mean,
can't.
some of the panels are good.
No, you can't. They're 2 different doors.
They're two different doors.
The highway doors and the fire station doors are 2 different doors.
Well, I don't
They
know what he
won't-
wants
they
from
won't
them,
be-
but
I don't know.
I'll ask him.
It's too bad, maybe we could use them on the pole barn.
I would have said,
Doesn't
in
have
case,
a roof, but it's got a door.
I couldn't find a cake reference to play in there, sorry.
I
Then we
just
can
wanted,
have cake over in there.
Alright?
You got a door.
I just wanted to save the doors, the good ones, so when you hit the doors again, you can replace the sections.
Well, but the thing is, we'd have to be able to replace them ourselves. Cause
I
that
can do
company
that.
that did the work, okay, good. I was just saying, cause that company that did the work, that
Yeah,
was
they
part
won't
of the
touch
reason we had to get a new one, cause they wouldn't touch them.
Because there's no photo eyes on the
Right,
motor.
from the sensors, yeah.
So is
Okay.
that it that needed to be done? I mean, you don't need to have the floor swept or things
Yeah,
like that?
yeah.
Everything has to be moved around,
Kitchen,
get ready to set up.
bathroom,
Right,
So
kitchens,
why don't you
bathrooms,
Put it on
floors.
Facebook for some volunteers to help out.
You know, Facebook, the town doesn't have a Facebook page. Contrary to popular belief, there is not a town of
That
Grafton
is true.
Facebook
That
page
is
official.
Yeah. Maybe get someone to put it on Facebook. There's one, I'm pretty sure one person can't do that, so. we
Maybe
need a
for
few
the fire
people to do
department
it.
page.
Right, both the fire and ambulance
One
have
person
pages.
has done it for a number of years.
Yeah, one person has done it,
Yeah,
sometimes
That's
his
why
wife
he's still
helps.
doing it.
Yeah,
I told Roger I'd help him.
If we wanna help, who do we contact?
do you have a plan already for Wednesday
How
night?
about just show up?
Yeah,
I haven't talked to Roger anytime this week.
yeah.
I have to find out when he's
Before Saturday.
free or when
I
Buddy's free.
think Wednesday night they're gonna clean, right?
That's what his email
That's what
said.
the email
He
says.
said that he did have a plan there in that email.
Yeah,
I just don't know what that plan is. if someone wanted to volunteer, they could contact Roger, right?
Yep,
Reach out to Roger. He's in the town phone book.
it should be. It should be, if not, the fire station is.
Right,
Roger or Diane.
yeah.
Yeah.
Roger or Diane. on the
Prentice.
Or
website.
Megan.
You probably go right by their house. Do you know where I live?
No.
Okay.
Terry Dennis.
That's not his name.
You said they're in the town phone book, is this
Yeah.
on the
You know, the
website,
little-
or is there an actual physical paper phone book?
Yes.
Paper phone book?
Yeah.
The
The
historical,
town
the
office
historical
has one, or the
society.
library has one.
I'm pretty
I
sure there's
don't
one,
know,
I
do
think
you
there's one in
have
the
any?
kitchen.
I do, yeah, I've actually got some for sale on my desk.
Okay.
That's
I
fine.
thought, did you guys grab one? No? Okay. Yeah, I've got some.
You don't like paper.
Nope, I don't have his written down. All right. All done from the audience? Oh, Paul's got something.
Do we have a new cop?
Do we have a
Yes.
new?
Do we
yes.
have a new police officer?
Yes, we do. We have a new part-time police officer. Some of you may know him, Sam Frank. Yeah, he's retired from Canaan's PD force, so he's can only work limited hours, otherwise you lose your retirement from the
Went
state.
from chief to deputy.
Right, yeah,
What makes
Working
it good
for
for
a-
Mitch?
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, Mitchell needed the help. It's good, and it's good that he's somebody experienced that's familiar with the area too.
Yes.
How come that wasn't announced, or was it?
Didn't think of it.
It just was.
I just,
When-
honestly, I didn't
when-
think of it. No,
Yeah,
I didn't. No.
When was the sworn in? Or,
Last week.
It's been
Last
about a
week.
couple of weeks.
Last week.
Since the last meeting,
Yeah, since the last.
Yes, it's been. Yeah, it's been.
it was pretty
It
quick.
was like
Yeah.
a week after the last meeting.
I think it was. As a matter of fact, it was the 30. It was either the 30th or the 31st, because it had to get done before the end of the month. Yep. And I don't have his phone number in my book. Sorry.
I couldn't find the book.
Okay.
I can never remember Diane's phone number.
Jen, you have your phone?
Last
Oh.
words from the selectmen.
Nothing. I think we're ready.
Motion adjourned.
Second.
What?
Holy
He said a
shit.
motion to adjourn. I said second.
You don't have anything?
I don't. All my stuff is checked off from the beginning.